Maya felt a jolt as the darkness engulfed her, the world around her dissolving into a void of shadows. She gasped, struggling against an unseen force that pulled her deeper. The last thing she heard was Jordan's desperate screams before everything went black. When she opened her eyes, she was no longer in the bedroom. Instead, she found herself standing in a dimly lit corridor, walls lined with cracked mirrors that reflected distorted images of her. Confusion swirled in her mind, and panic surged as she realized she was alone. Maya, Jordan's voice echoed faintly, but it was distant, as if he were trapped somewhere far away. She ran toward the sound, the corridor stretching endlessly before her, mirrors warping her image with every step. "Jordan," she called out, her voice trembling. But there was no reply, only the eerie whispers that had beckoned her earlier, now swirling around her like a haunting lullaby. Suddenly, one of the mirrors flickered, and Maya caught a glimpse of a shadowy figure standing behind her reflection. She spun around, but the hallway was empty. Heart racing, she faced the mirror again. This time, the figure was clearer, a pale woman with hollow eyes, her mouth moving silently as if trying to speak. Maya leaned closer, entranced by the woman's expression of anguish. The whispers grew louder, merging into a cacophony of sorrowful cries. She pressed her hands against the cool surface of the mirror, and for a moment, she felt an overwhelming sadness wash over her. "Help me," the woman mouthed, her eyes pleading. Maya's heart ached for her, but fear gripped her. She pulled back, searching for a way out of this nightmare. The whispers turned frantic, urging her to listen, to understand the pain that lingered in the air. As she turned, the corridor shifted, and a door appeared at the far end. Hope surged within her, and she sprinted toward it, desperate to escape the oppressive atmosphere. With trembling hands, she pushed the door open. She stumbled into a room bathed in a soft, eerie glow. In the center stood an old table covered with strange artifacts, candles, bones, and dusty tomes. A chill ran down her spine as she realized this was some sort of ritual space. Before she could process it, a voice broke through her thoughts. "You shouldn't be here." Maya spun around to see a tall figure cloaked in darkness standing in the corner. The face was hidden beneath the hood, but she could feel its gaze piercing through the shadows. "Who are you?" she asked, trying to keep her voice steady. "I am the guardian of the house," it replied, its voice deep and resonant. "You have awakened something that should remain undisturbed." "Awaken what?" Maya demanded, taking a step back. "I just want to find my friends and leave." The figure stepped forward, and she felt a wave of cold wash over her. The Holloways were cursed, bound to this place by their own desperation. "You've disturbed their slumber." Maya's mind raced. "What do you mean?" "We didn't mean to. It doesn't matter. You are now part of their story, and the darkness will not release you easily." The guardian pointed toward the table, where a large, ancient book lay open, its pages yellowed and fragile. "To free yourself, you must understand their plight." Against her instincts, Maya approached the book, its cover adorned with strange symbols. As she read the first few lines, the words seemed to pulsate with a life of their own, drawing her deeper into their meaning. They spoke of a family tormented by loss, their spirits trapped in an endless cycle of sorrow, seeking someone to hear their cries. As she read on, images flashed in her mind, scenes of the Holloway family's final night, filled with laughter that quickly turned to screams as shadows consumed them. Maya felt their anguish, their desperate attempts to escape the darkness that had claimed them. Suddenly, the room shook violently, and the whispers intensified, now echoing the Holloway's cries. "You must help us. You must free us." Maya's heart raced. "How?" she shouted over the cacophony. The guardian stepped closer, its voice calm amidst the chaos. "You must confront the source of their pain, find the truth hidden within the mirrors, and break the curse before it claims you as well." Without thinking, Maya nodded, determination igniting within her. She had to find Jordan and the others. "Where do I start?" "Return to the corridor," the Guardian instructed. "Each mirror holds a piece of the Holloway's story. You must witness their suffering to understand how to break the curse." Maya hesitated, the weight of her choice heavy on her shoulders. But she steeled herself, knowing she had no other option. "I'll do it," she said firmly. With a wave of the Guardian's hand, the room faded away, and she found herself back in the corridor, the mirrors looming ominously. Each reflection flickered with shadows, memories trapped within. She approached the first mirror, her heart pounding. As she peered into it, the surface rippled, and she was drawn into a vision.